Hi everyone, please subscribe my YouTube channel. My wife told me her ex was coming to our Christmas dinner and asked me to act maturely. I agreed, keeping my cool. What she didn't know was that I'd invited her ex's fiancé too. That dinner became a moment my family will never forget. I'm Derek, 29, married to Vanessa for 3 years. This Christmas was meant to be like any other, hosted at my parents' house with my sister's kids, causing a ruckus, great food, and the usual family vibe. But 2 weeks before the holiday, Vanessa dropped a bombshell that flipped everything. We were in the kitchen one Tuesday evening. I was cooking spaghetti, and she was glued to her phone when she casually said, "By the way, I invited Marcus to Christmas at your parents' place." I froze mid-stir. "Marcus, her ex Marcus?" "Yeah," she replied, barely glancing up. "He's having a tough time and has no family nearby. I thought it'd be kind." Let me give you some background. Marcus is Vanessa's college ex. They were together for 3 years and split 6 months before we met. She's always insisted they're just friends, that their breakup was mutual. I've met Marcus twice, once at a barbecue 2 years back and once at a charity event last spring. Both times he was polite but gave off a vibe around Vanessa, like they had private jokes I wasn't in on. "You invited your ex to my family's Christmas without checking with me?" I asked, keeping my voice steady. She finally looked up. "Derek, don't be insecure. Marcus and I are just friends, that's all. And before you say anything, I already cleared it with your mom and she's okay with it." That hit hard. She'd gone to my mother before me. "When did you talk to my mom?" "Yesterday," she said. "I called to ask if we could bring an extra person and explained everything. She was totally fine with it." My jaw clenched. "Vanessa, that's not the issue. You should have talked to me first. It's odd to have your ex at a family holiday." "It's only odd if you make it odd," she shot back, her tone sharpening. "Marcus just went through a breakup and I'm being a good friend. I need you to act mature about this." There it was, the act mature jab, like I was some kid throwing a fit instead of a husband blindsided by her decision. "Fine," I said. "He can come," she smiled. "Thank you. I knew you'd get it." I didn't get it, not at all. But I nodded and stirred the pasta while my mind raced. That night after Vanessa went to sleep, I did something I'm not proud of but don't regret. I checked her phone. I know it's a violation of trust, all that, but something felt wrong and I had to know if my instincts were right. What I found was worse than I thought. Vanessa and Marcus had been texting constantly, several times a day for 2 months. Nothing outright scandalous, but the tone was too close, too many inside jokes. Remember when texts and her venting about me. One message from 3 weeks earlier made my blood boil. "I miss how things were. Life was easier." Her reply, "I know, sometimes I wonder what could have been if we'd fought harder." I took screenshots, sent them to myself, and erased the evidence. The next day, I dug deeper. Turns out Marcus hadn't just gone through a breakup. He'd gotten engaged 4 months ago. I found his fiancée's Instagram easily. Her name was Claire, and she seemed sweet. Lots of posts with Marcus, hiking, dining out, looking happy. There was even a Thanksgiving photo captioned, "So thankful for this man and our future." So Vanessa lied. Marcus wasn't struggling. And if Claire didn't know her fiancé was spending Christmas with his ex, she deserved to know. I made a burner Instagram account and sent Claire a straightforward DM. "Hi Claire, you don't know me, but I'm married to Marcus's ex, Vanessa. She invited him to our family's Christmas, and I thought you should know since your posts suggest you're engaged. Here's my number if you want to talk." She replied within an hour. We switched to texting. She had no clue Marcus was joining Vanessa for Christmas. He'd told her he was attending a coworker's holiday party. Claire was upset but appreciated my message. We talked for half an hour, and by the end, I'd invited her to Christmas dinner too. "Are you sure?" she asked. "Won't that be messy?" "Probably," I admitted. "But I'm done with lies and we both deserve the truth," she agreed. The next week seemed normal on the surface. Vanessa chatted about Christmas plans, what food we'd bring, whether we should get Marcus a gift. That last one almost made me laugh. I played along, acting like the mature husband she expected. On Christmas Eve, Vanessa was in high spirits. She kept texting Marcus about timing and details. I overheard her call him that night, confirming he'd arrive at my parents' by 2 p.m. She sounded thrilled. Christmas morning, we exchanged gifts at home before heading to my parents'. Vanessa gave me a watch I'd mentioned months ago. I gave her a bracelet. We smiled, kissed, and acted like everything was fine. We got to my parents' house around 1 p.m. My mom had gone all out. Turkey, mashed potatoes, sweet potatoes, green beans, rolls, pies. My dad was glued to the football game. My sister Lauren was managing her 2 kids. It felt cozy and normal, and I almost felt bad about what was coming. Almost. Marcus arrived at 2:15 p.m., bringing a bottle of wine and a charm that won my mom over instantly. Vanessa's face lit up when he walked in, giving him a hug that lingered too long. I shook his hand firmly, smiled, and said, "Good to see you, man." "Thanks for having me," he replied. "I really appreciate it." We gathered in the living room. Marcus blended in effortlessly, laughing at my dad's jokes, asking Lauren about her kids. Vanessa kept finding reasons to sit near him, touching his arm when she laughed. I watched it all, staying calm on the outside. At 2:45 p.m., the doorbell rang. "I'll get it," I said, jumping up. I opened the door to Claire, standing there in a red sweater, holding wine, looking nervous but resolute. "You must be Derek," she said. "Claire," I replied warmly. "Thanks for coming, come in." I led her to the living room. The reaction was immediate. Vanessa's face drained of color. Marcus stood so fast he spilled his beer. "Claire," he stammered, voice breaking. "What are you doing here?" "I was invited," Claire said calmly, glancing at me. "Derek was kind enough to include me when he learned you'd be spending Christmas with your ex." The room went dead silent. My mom looked puzzled. My dad muted the TV. Lauren's eyes widened. "Derek," Vanessa said slowly, standing. "What is this?" "This is Claire," I said cheerfully. "Marcus's fiancée." "Marcus, you didn't tell Claire you were spending Christmas with Vanessa. And Vanessa, you didn't mention Marcus was engaged. So I thought we should all celebrate together. You know, act mature about it." I echoed her words exactly. Marcus looked like he wanted to vanish. "Claire, I can explain." "Explain what?" Claire snapped, her voice trembling. "Why you said you were at a work party, why you're at your ex's family Christmas without telling me. Why Derek had to tell me what you were up to?" "It's not like that," Marcus started. "Then what's it like?" she fired back. Vanessa turned to me, face red now. "Derek, this is ridiculous. You invited his fiancée to humiliate me." "I invited her because she deserved to know where her fiancé was," I said coolly. "Just like I deserve to know you've been texting your ex nonstop and saying you miss what you had." Her face went pale again. "You went through my phone?" "I did," I admitted, "and I found some fascinating chats. Want me to share them with everyone?" My mom finally spoke. "What's going on here?" Lauren was filming on her phone. I didn't stop her. Marcus stepped toward Claire. "Baby, please let me explain. Vanessa and I are just friends. She was going through some stuff and needed support." "I wasn't going through anything," Vanessa snapped at him. "What are you talking about?" And just like that, their lies unraveled. Marcus claimed Vanessa needed emotional support. Vanessa said Marcus was the one struggling. Neither story matched what they'd told others. They were both caught. Claire looked at Marcus with disgust. "We're done, completely done. Don't come home tonight, don't call me. My brother will pack your things." She turned to me. "Thank you for telling me. I'm sorry I came to your family's Christmas, but I'm glad I know the truth." "You're welcome to stay for dinner," my mom said softly, and I loved her for that. Claire shook her head. "I need to go, but thank you." She left. Marcus stood frozen, then grabbed his coat and followed her out without a word. The door shut. Vanessa stared at me, furious and humiliated. Before she could speak, I said, "I want a divorce. I've already contacted a lawyer. You can stay at your sister's until we sort out living arrangements." "Derek," she started. "No," I cut her off. "You brought your ex to my family's Christmas. You lied about why. You've been emotionally cheating for months. You made me feel crazy for being uneasy. We're done." She looked around. At my parents' Lauren, the dinner table set for a now-ruined holiday. She realized she had no support here. She grabbed her purse and left without another word. Update 1. Christmas dinner was tense, but we made it through. My mom kept apologizing for not questioning Vanessa's call about Marcus. My dad said I'd handled it well. Lauren told me the video was already in our extended family group chat, and everyone backed me. I stayed at my parents' that night. Vanessa sent 17 texts, from angry to sorry to begging. I replied to one, "Talk to my lawyer." The next day, I went to our apartment with my dad and brother-in-law to grab essentials. Vanessa wasn't there but left a note on the counter. "I'm sorry, I never meant for this to happen. Can we talk?" I tossed it. Update 2. A week later, I met my lawyer. The screenshots from Vanessa's phone were useful, and I had records showing I'd covered most of our shared expenses, which helped with asset division. Vanessa moved to her sister's. She tried contacting me through mutual friends, asking them to persuade me to reconsider. Most friends took my side after hearing the story. A few thought the Christmas ambush was over the top, but I don't care. Claire texted me a few days after Christmas. She thanked me again and confirmed she'd ended the engagement. Marcus claimed nothing physical happened with Vanessa, but the emotional affair was enough for her. She dodged a bullet, and so had I. Marcus lost it post-breakup per mutual friends. He blamed Vanessa for ruining his relationship, while Vanessa blamed him for wrecking her marriage. They're both right. Final update. 2 months since Christmas, the divorce is moving smoothly. Vanessa doesn't want to fight it, likely due to embarrassment. We're selling the apartment, splitting assets 60-40 in my favor since I paid for most of it. I've been staying with my parents while house hunting. It's been nice. Family dinners, game nights with Lauren, time to reflect. Vanessa sent a long email last week, apologizing, saying she was confused, made bad choices, and never physically cheated but understands my feelings. She asked if we could be friends someday. I didn't reply. Maybe one day I'll feel different, but not now. Claire and I grabbed coffee last week, not a date, just two people who went through similar betrayals, swapping stories. She's doing well, starting therapy, focusing on herself. She thanked me again, saying if I hadn't spoken up, she might have married someone who'd keep choosing his ex. I'm doing okay. Some days are tough. I miss marriage, but not being married to someone who disrespected me. My family jokes I won Christmas, and they're not wrong. That dinner will be legendary. My mom says I get to vet all guests next Christmas. Edit 1. People ask if I regret the Christmas ambush. Nope. They chose to lie and sneak. I just picked when the truth came out. If they didn't want to be humiliated in front of family, they shouldn't have done shady things. Edit 2. Lauren's video didn't go viral, but it's circulated in our family and friend circles. Vanessa's mortified. Marcus deleted his social media. Claire's thriving, judging by her Instagram. Edit 3. Someone asked what my dad said when it all went down. After Vanessa left, he put a hand on my shoulder and said, "Son, that was the wildest Christmas we've ever had. Nice work." From my dad, that's high praise. What do you think of this story? Share your thoughts in the comments.